Amarna, Egypt, December 1891. While excavating a necropolis east of the city, a team of Italian archaeologists uncovered the entrance to a royal tomb. Inside, they make a surprising discovery. Rather than being filled with magnificent artwork and treasures, the burial chamber has been defaced, its sarcophagus destroyed, and its mummy has vanished. The few legible carvings on the wall reveal it as the tomb of Egypt's most reviled pharaoh, Akhenaten.
In the 14th century BCE, Akhenaten became the most controversial pharaoh because he went from the pantheon of all the previous dynasties to a monotheistic system worshiping the sun god, Aten. So he moved the capital, built new temples, made this new religion the religion of Egypt.
In the story of Akhenaten, we know that he introduced a religious revolution, the religion of light, to ancient Egypt. This religion of light, called the Aten, was symbolized by the disk.
But just what could have inspired Akhenaten to make such a drastic change in Egyptian society? Ancient astronaut theorists believe there may have been an otherworldly influence guiding his decision, and point to the unusual way he was depicted by artists of the time.
Akhenaten was the first and only pharaoh to institute a rule amongst his people saying, any artisan that creates either a statue or a carving or a drawing of him has to create images of him the way he actually looks. And it goes without saying that Akhenaten immediately looks rather strange. We have this guy with the high cheekbones, with a very weird and pear-like torso, with thin arms and chicken legs, and an elongated skull.
Curiously, Akhenaten's wife, Nefertiti, and their children are also portrayed with elongated heads.
What's so interesting about Akhenaten is that his children, including Tutankhamun, when they did CT scans on Tutankhamun's skull, they found that he had an elongated skull. So too did Akhenaten's daughter, Mary Totten.
Following Akhenaten's death, his enemies went to extreme lengths to destroy any images of him they could find.
When you go into the Egyptian Museum in Cairo, you will see sculptures of Akhenaten clearly portraying the elongated skull. But the ancient Egyptians did not want us to know anything about Akhenaten. They made every effort they possibly could to erase all references to his existence.
But what inspired the ancient Egyptians to try to erase Akhenaten from history? Ancient astronaut theorists suggest Akhenaten had a profound connection to otherworldly beings.
Akhenaten introduced to the Egyptian people the Aten disk, which is often depicted as a winged disk. And that means that it's a disk that flies.
Akhenaten had an encounter with the so-called Aten sun disk, from which he kept receiving knowledge. There are pictures of Akhenaten standing underneath a sun disk with hands coming down as so-called rays, handing down items like the Ankh, for example. So these are all renderings to me that try to depict misunderstood technology-type situations, because that Aten sun disk was said to have moved in the sky and was able to descend in front of people and then lift off again. We have multiple references about this. So what is that? Well, if it wasn't the sun, the only answer to that is a visiting extraterrestrial craft. You have to ask the question, is it possible that Akhenaten was from another planet?
Could it be that Akhenaten had extraterrestrial origins? Ancient astronaut theorists say yes, and suggest that if his mummy is ever found, It might change everything we thought we knew about our history.
Akhenaten's mummy is still missing, and his wife Nefertiti's too. How awesome would it be if his mummy would be found, because we would then be able, most likely, to test an extraterrestrial.